Something extremely unusual was announced today about 3I Atlas, and scientists are now calling it the 12th major anomaly of this object. But what makes this one different is simple. It completely breaks the physics we've been using for more than a century. Avi Loeb has outlined several possible explanations, though none of them fit cleanly. And before we even get to those, we need to understand what the new anomaly actually is, and why it's such a headache for astronomers. Over the summer, 7 independent observatories measured the rotation of 3I Atlas with high precision. After analyzing the light curves and comparing them across multiple nights, the teams all reached the same value. The object spins once every 16.16 hours, a measurement confirmed in July, and again in August without any noticeable change. These readings were considered solid, reliable enough that researchers used them for model predictions and mass loss calculations. Then, in early November, the images arrived that everybody has seen by now. Massive, unbelievably long jets stretching millions of kilometers across the darkness of space. Using the known speed of the gas, astronomers calculated how long it takes for the material to travel from the surface of 3I Atlas to the very end of those jets. The answer was surprising. The gas takes nearly a full month to make that journey. That number is far more important than it seems. Because if the gas spends around 30 days traveling outward and the object rotates every 16.16 hours, then 3I Atlas completes roughly 45 full rotations during the formation of each single jet. In other words, by the time material reaches the end of the jet, the body should have spun dozens of times. Physics tells us exactly what should happen in that situation. When any rotating object ejects material into space, the particles continue moving in straight lines while the body keeps turning. The result is a spiral or smeared-out pattern. Regular comets display this beautifully. Their gas jets twist, curve, and widen because the nucleus rotates as they eject material. But that is not what 3I Atlas is doing. Instead of spirals, the images show pencil-straight beams, razor-thin lines stretching across impossible distances. No curves, no distortion, no spreading. The jets look so clean, they almost resemble lightsabers. And yet, they should be hopelessly twisted by the object's rotation. This is the core of the new anomaly. A month-long gas journey combined with 45 full rotations should produce a chaotic cloud. But the jets stay perfectly disciplined, pointing in consistent directions as if the object were not rotating at all. There's another detail that makes the situation even stranger. Just a few days before these sharp jets appeared, we had images showing nothing. No tail, no outflow, no visible activity. It went from silent to explosive in an unbelievably short window, with no gradual buildup. That sudden change alone would be odd, but the straight jets make it something far more serious. Now we get to Loeb's 4 explanations, and why they all run into brick walls. The first idea is that maybe the rotation dramatically slowed down after August. If the object suddenly began spinning extremely slowly, the jets wouldn't smear out. But rotation doesn't slow on its own. In fact, when comets eject gas unevenly, they tend to spin faster, not slower. And the November 11th observations show a stable, intact nucleus, not something that suffered a violent event capable of wiping out its rotation. There is no evidence of a catastrophic slowdown. The second explanation involves the surface of the object. Perhaps deep canyons or tall mountains shield pockets of ice from sunlight. As the object turns, the sun might only illuminate the ice briefly, causing momentary bursts instead of a constant stream. That would produce pulses, not continuous jets. But here comes the problem. If the jets fired once every rotation, every 16 hours, then over a 30-day travel distance, those pulses would appear separated. We'd see clumps of gas spaced out like pearls on a string. The jets, however, are perfectly smooth. The third theory is fragmentation, that the object broke apart and we're simply seeing dust trails from loose pieces drifting alongside it. But that, too, fails. The nucleus has been directly imaged. It's intact, no debris field, no rubble swarm. No evidence that anything separated from it. And this is where you pause and remember that this object already had a long list of anomalies before this one. Its nickel content is far beyond what any comet should have. Its water content is bizarrely low, around 4%, when comets are supposed to be mostly ice. Its polarization readings don't match any known category of natural object. It came from almost the same region of the sky as the 1977 WOW signal. It brightened faster than typical comets. It reflects light in ways that don't align with either comet or asteroid surfaces. It's become a pattern. Every time a normal explanation works for a moment, the next piece of data destroys it. First, it was a standard comet. Then it wasn't icy enough. Then maybe it was a dry comet. Then the polarization contradicted that. Maybe it was an asteroid. Then the jets appeared, which asteroids do not produce. Each answer collapses into the next question. Now, with the rotation jet contradiction, we're facing something even harder to explain. Jets behaving in a way that violates the expected physics of rotating bodies shouldn't be possible. Over the next few weeks, we are receiving new spectrographic measurements that will reveal the exact chemicals inside those jets. These readings are critical. They will tell us whether the gas is made of familiar comet materials, water vapor, carbon dioxide, or maybe frozen carbon monoxide, or whether the composition is something far stranger. We're also getting more accurate velocity data and estimates of how much mass is being ejected. If the jets are normal comet gas moving at expected speeds, then it means we're missing a huge piece of physics, some natural mechanism that prevents smearing even after 45 rotations. That alone would be a massive scientific discovery. But if the measurements return values outside what solar heating can explain, wrong speed, wrong chemistry, wrong mass, then natural explanations fall apart. And this brings us to Loeb's fourth theory. What if these jets are not natural jets at all? What if they are directional thrust? A spacecraft uses thrusters to control its motion. Those thrusters point in exact directions, regardless of how much the craft rotates. Internal navigation systems maintain a global orientation, so the thrust always pushes a craft along a precise vector. Even if the body is tumbling, the thrust direction stays stable. If 3I Atlas is any kind of propulsion system, even something we do not understand, then the perfectly straight jets make immediate sense. The jets don't care about the body's rotation because their direction is intentionally maintained. In the coming weeks, the new data will decide everything. Either the jets follow normal chemistry and we rewrite comet physics, or they do not, and we confront something that doesn't match the natural universe we know. Whatever the outcome, what we're watching right now was never supposed to happen. And the answer, whichever one it is, will change everything. If you made it to the end, tell me which theory you think fits best, or share your own idea. And stay tuned right here on Nebula Signal for the next update.